From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us here on this Friday morning for Good Morning Indiana. I'm Nicole Griffin. Lauren Casey has the morning off. We have a lot of news to get to this morning, but one of the big stories we'll be discussing is the effort to get people to visit downtown Indianapolis once again. Downtown Indy Inc. has launched what they are calling the Back Downtown campaign. The entire effort is to help the restaurants and businesses downtown that have been struggling during the pandemic. So coming up here on Good Morning Indiana, we're going to talk to business owners who say their sales are down significantly right now during the pandemic. And they say that's due to no conventions downtown, no sporting events, and many of the people who work in the office buildings downtown just aren't back to work yet. So we'll have that story coming up. But first, we do want to get a check of your forecast with meteorologist Todd Claassen. And Todd, it's been a pretty nice week.
Oh, it's been a great week of weather here across the area, Nicole. We need the rain. We haven't got much. Only some down in southern locations yesterday, but with that said, it's been very pleasant temperature-wise and all that sunshine, and a great opportunity to get out and about. And today is no exception to that, as temperatures will actually continue to climb as we head into the weekend. We're in the 40s and 50s right now. 48 Logansport, 51 in Bloomington, 59 in Indianapolis, and radar is taking the day off once again today, as we will have sunny skies from start to finish. It's above normal, and it's even warmer tomorrow. Today, 80 degrees. Tomorrow, we're probably pushing about 84, 85 for your afternoon high. More on that weekend forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Todd, thank you. And in just 1 week, the Indianapolis Citizen Police Complaint Board will launch their transparency portal. The purpose of this portal is to make it accessible for everyone in the city to see which IMPD officers have had complaints against them. Our Kelsey Anderson will have much more on that story coming up here on Good Morning Indiana. She will discuss the safety concerns surrounding that new portal. And if you're looking for plans on this Friday night, you can watch a movie on the big screen at Victory Field. The Indians are hosting a screening of Angels in the Outfield at 7 o'clock tonight. It's an effort to get people out into Victory Field, since obviously the Indian season was canceled this year. So we'll have details on how you can attend that event coming up here on Good Morning Indiana. We'll have that story plus much more news, weather, and traffic to get you started here on this Friday morning.
From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
A new campaign in Indianapolis wants you to come back downtown. Hear from business owners who want you to know they are still open and ready to serve. A new plan unveiled to address federal health care. How President Trump says his plan will help protect those with pre-existing conditions and help seniors pay for prescriptions. And local groups are working together to make sure those who are underrepresented make their voice heard this year. What they are doing to help you vote and why it's important for your community. Happy Friday, and thanks for joining us here for Good Morning Indiana. I'm Nicole Griffin. Lauren Casey has the morning off. Meteorologist Todd Claassen is standing by, and Todd stepping out the door this morning. It feels pretty good outside.
Yeah, you know, it's comfortable, no doubt about it here this morning with temperatures that are in the 50s. Earlier in the week, if you remember, we had a lot of 30s and 40s around, and that was probably a little chilly for many of you, but this is just nice and comfortable as we start off your Friday. 59 in Indy, 51's the current temperature in Bloomington, 54 in Peru, as well as Muncie outside right now. As you look from IMS, you can see our beautiful city skyline. Here's the War Memorial all lit up. That's the bright white building, obviously the Salesforce Tower and the One America building. And visibility, not an issue this morning with the clear skies and the really dry atmosphere that we have out there right now. The air is so dry that the humidity is very low, and that's one of the reasons why we can kind of flip these temperatures back and forth from these cool mornings and then warm afternoons. Here's what's left of Beta continuing to push off towards the east, but it's far enough away now that we don't have any rain or even any cloud cover in the forecast for the day today. So as you plan out your Friday, just plan for lots of sunshine. We warm out of the 50s really quick this morning. We're into the 60s already by 9 a.m., mid 70s by the noon hour with high temperatures today, Nicole, topping off right around 80 degrees.
All right, Todd, thank you. Let's take a live look outside as we continue to monitor your morning commute on this Friday morning. This is I-465 over on the west side, Crawfordsville Road. You can see not too many cars out on the roads here at 431. We will continue monitoring traffic for you all morning long. This morning, we will learn whether or not Marion County will move to stage 5 with the rest of the state. Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett is set to announce the county's next steps in reopening in a press conference. As we first reported Wednesday, Governor Holcomb says most of Indiana will move to that final stage on Saturday. The mask mandate is still in effect for at least the next 3 weeks. We will have a live stream of Hogsett's announcement online and on the WRTV app. It is scheduled to start at 10 a.m. Here's a look at the latest numbers from the Indiana State Department of Health. 920 new cases were reported on Thursday. That's an increase from the more than 700 confirmed the day before. More than 114,000 total cases have been reported since the pandemic began. 21,000 of those are from Marion County. 17 new deaths were also reported, bringing the state's total to total death toll to 3,322. A marketing and social media campaign is underway to encourage residents to come back downtown. It aims to show people that downtown Indianapolis still has a lot to offer and that it's important to support local businesses and attractions. Business owners say the biggest challenge is the lack of big events like conventions and empty office buildings, with many people still working from home.
Anything we could do to really get locals to come down and support restaurants, especially in this South Meridian Street corridor, Washington Street corridor, Maryland, would be really grateful, because it's beautiful down here. It's very comfortable. It's great walking around. But we would just love to see more people downtown Indianapolis.
We have a lot of really great things to offer. Jewelry stores that have been here for over 100 years. Small mom and pop places, you know, the city market, the history of the city market, places like the Slippery Noodle is just fascinating. And I really encourage people to come down, check it out. There's a ton of museums down here. Just spend the day.
Well, part of the campaign includes special socially distanced events. A Groovin' Back Downtown party starts at 2:30 tomorrow afternoon at the White River State Park. There will be food trucks, alcohol sales, and live music. This morning, a grim new warning from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. It now predicts up to 23,000 Americans could die from COVID-19 over the next 3 weeks. ABC's Alex Prochet has the latest.
Heading into the weekend, a grim new forecast from the CDC. As many as 23,000 more coronavirus deaths by October 17th. 33 states, plus Washington, D.C. and Puerto Rico, are seeing an increase in cases, including New York, where they're particularly concerned about the upcoming Jewish High Holy Days, and Colorado, where the city of Boulder has taken the drastic step of banning gatherings of any size for 18 to 22-year-olds, following a surge in cases at a university there. In the nation's capital, after touting a coronavirus vaccine by Election Day, President Trump is now threatening to reject stricter FDA safety standards that could slow the release of a vaccine, once again undermining his own health officials.
Well, I tell you what, we're looking at that. That has to be approved by the White House. We may or may not approve it. That sounds like a political move.
Dr. Anthony Fauci coming to the FDA's defense.
I need to rely on an organization that I have trusted and have done very, very well for decades, and that's the FDA. So if they come out and say, this is the way we should do it, I got your back on that.
The FDA declined to comment on the president's threat, but testifying on Capitol Hill this week, the FDA commissioner was adamant.
Our thorough review processes and science will guide our decisions. FDA will not permit any pressure from anyone to change that.
And with concerns that the White House is injecting politics into the pandemic response, 6 states and D.C. have now announced plans to review vaccine data independently.
Like everything else in this country, it's partisan, and it's questioned, and there's controversy about it.
And overseas, France is now seeing a record increase in daily cases. Britain is seeing an all-time high in new infections. And in Finland, officials are using dogs at airports to sniff out passengers that might be infected. Alex Prochet, ABC News, Washington.
Alex, thank you. President Donald Trump is revealing his federal health care plan aimed at protecting individuals with pre-existing conditions. He signed an executive order to enact his America First health care vision. Mr. Trump explained the plan's priorities during his visit in North Carolina.
My plan expands affordable insurance options, reduces the cost of prescription drugs, will end surprise medical billing, increases fairness through price transparency, streamlines bureaucracy, accelerates innovation, strongly protects Medicare, and always protects patients with pre-existing conditions.
President Trump also mentioned that senior citizens will receive $200 cards in the coming weeks to help with prescription medications. This weekend, a local group is holding an event to make sure Hoosiers are both ready to vote and are being counted in this year's census. The Community Alliance for the Far East Side and the Exchange at the Indianapolis Urban League are teaming up to help communities frequently underrepresented. They say Black Hoosiers are especially underrepresented in the census data. That's why with a block party this weekend, they are showing residents that their vote and census response play an important role in their communities.
It's important for people to understand that we are distributing school board boundaries and lines. We're identifying, free lunch programs and other types of programs that help us, that benefit us. And if we're not reporting ourselves at the same rate that other communities are, we're going to miss out.
The block party is tomorrow from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. at the cafe headquarters at East 38th Street and Post Road. They can help you register to vote, fill out the census information, and make a plan to cast your ballot. It is free and everyone is welcome. The only requirement is wearing a face mask. You can also learn more about registering to vote and filling out the 2020 census at WRTV.com. Walmart will be hiring Hoosiers soon to work in Hancock County. Walmart says it has finalized plans to build its largest e-commerce fulfillment center in the U.S. It will be more than 2 million square feet. It will be located at County Roads 500 North and 500 West outside of McCordsville. Walmart says it will spend $600 million to build the new facility, and the company says it will create up to 1,000 new jobs over the next 5 years. Construction is scheduled to begin soon. Tonight, you can watch a movie on the big screen at Victory Field. The Indianapolis Indians are hosting a screening of Angels in the Outfield at 7 p.m. Flicks at Victory Field is one of the many events the Indians have created to get fans back in the stadium during COVID-19. If you can't make it tonight, there is one more movie planned. A League of Their Own is scheduled for October 9th. A new tool is working to help communities see the big picture for schools and COVID-19. Coming up, a look at the national dashboard in the works and the data being prepared right here in Indiana. And a dangerous TikTok trend among teens is now under investigation. Still ahead, the FDA's warning about the serious effects of the Benadryl challenge. Todd.
And temperatures have been running at or above normal all week, and that's going to continue into the weekend for your Saturday and also for your Sunday. That is the good news. But then the temperatures drop dramatically as we head into next week. We'll break it all down for you coming up in your 7-day planning forecast. The time now is 4:40. You're watching Good Morning Indiana right here on RTV6.
Welcome back. There's a new tool helping schools and communities see the big picture of the coronavirus spread. It's called the COVID-19 School Response Dashboard. Schools and districts across the country submit all types of information, enrollment numbers, reopening plans, information about whether schools are on remote or in person, as well as mask enforcement. This helps experts relate case numbers to circumstances.
They were able to paint a more complete picture of how places are reopening, whether they can reopen safely, and really what the rates are, not just what the counts are.
Right now, the dashboard is still in a beta phase. Several associations are encouraging more charter and independent schools to submit data. Indiana is already developing its own school dashboard. We got a preview of the tool earlier this week. It will show COVID-19 data by school and provide a map of where all the positive cases have been across the state. State Health Commissioner Dr. Christina Bach says about 70% of Indiana schools have uploaded data so far. There is not a timeline yet on when the dashboard will go live. This morning, an important notice for riders who use Uber. The rideshare service is tightening its safety protocols, requiring mask verification for riders. That means drivers can flag riders who aren't wearing a mask. If that happens, the rider is required to take a selfie with their mask on before their next trip. Uber says those who repeatedly break the rules could be blocked from the app. Drivers can also choose to cancel a trip if a rider isn't wearing a mask. The Iditarod is musing on despite the pandemic. The world's most famous sled dog race plans to move forward with its 2021 competition. The CEO says the outdoor event is all about social distancing, making it pretty COVID-friendly for competitors. However, officials are concerned about where to house the 1,800 volunteers and staff needed to make the race happen. Officials say their goal is zero community virus transmission. The race is set for March, along with a 1,000-mile trail in Alaska. And Todd, I have no idea if I said that right. Iditarod, is that what you say?
Yeah, you got it right.
Okay.
You got it right.
There we go.
Iditarod dog sled race out there in Alaska. Pretty fun event. Never been, obviously, but I actually know somebody who works for it. So, all right, outside right now, we're dealing with 4/100 of an inch of rain in the last month, and in fact, last 36 days. You have to go all the way back to August the 18th. I just looked it up. That's when we had the last significant rain. We had just under 1 inch of rain on the 18th of August. Since then, we've had a couple traces here or there, and that's how we got to this 4/100 of an inch, but about 2.5 inches below normal for the month. Even more if you go back into August. So this very dry weather continues. The winds are calm this morning, 59 degrees. Visibility not an issue for us on this Friday. As we look ahead to the weekend, we're going to feature warmer temperatures, not only during the overnight hours, but during the afternoon as well. Temperatures are in the 50s here this morning. 51 in Greencastle, 52 in Bloomington, as well as Greenfield. 53 is the current temperature over in the Richmond area. And so we're in the 50s. It's really, really comfortable this morning, but you look off to our west and temperatures here are in the 60s, and that's the warmer air that'll be working its way in our direction over the course of the weekend. So tomorrow morning, as I'll show you in just a few minutes, we are going to be in the 60s to start off, and that's going to result in warmer temperatures as we get into the afternoon hours as well. Completely sunny throughout the day today. You don't have to worry about cloud cover. We're in the 50s through about 8 a.m. Then we're into the 60s, 72 degrees by the noon hour. Temperatures today should be a couple degrees warmer than yesterday. I think we'll probably touch the 80-degree mark somewhere here between 3 and 4 o'clock in the afternoon hours, in between those hourly breakdowns. Those were all the temperatures at the top of the hour. And there's the clear skies that we have. The rest of Beta is making its way through North Carolina and into Virginia. We do not have to worry about any precipitation from that or any cloud cover from that storm system either. This evening, you may have plans. It's Friday night. Maybe you're finding a patio here or have a high school football game to go to. We are in great shape for any of that. Temperatures in the 70s, falling into the 60s as we work our way into the evening hours. 69 degrees at 9 p.m. for those football games. The winds will be light as well. You don't have to worry about any issues with the kicking game. Temperatures tomorrow morning, as I mentioned, hovering generally right around 60 degrees. And tomorrow, very, very summer-like. Plenty of sunshine, a high temperature of 84 degrees. And then as we work our way into Sunday, temperatures still right around 84. And then we get the reality of fall-like weather heading in our direction. So enjoy the warmth through Sunday and the dry conditions. Late Sunday, there could be a spotty shower, but the better shower chances will be Monday through Thursday as we start to bring in much cooler air as we go from the 70s, eventually down into the 60s for high temperatures, which will put us about 10 degrees below normal as we head into the middle of next week. And as far as those rain chances, we need the rain, and it looks like just kind of some scattered showers off and on. No day, Nicole, looks to be like a soaking rain.
All right, Todd, looking forward to it. Thank you. The FDA is issuing a warning about a dangerous TikTok challenge involving Benadryl. The federal agency announced it's investigating the so-called Benadryl challenge. Teenagers in the challenge are encouraged to take large doses of the allergy medication. According to the FDA, some have reportedly ended up in emergency rooms with serious injuries, and some may have died. It says it has contacted TikTok and is urging the app to remove videos of the challenge from its platform. Your home security system could be going airborne next year. Ring, which is known for its security doorbells, is coming out with a home drone. The Ring Always Home Cam has an HD camera and can fly inside your house while streaming video to your smartphone. It will fly when motion is detected, or if your Ring alarm system is triggered. Privacy advocates say this is concerning, but Ring's president says the drone cannot be controlled manually and the camera is blocked when it is in the docking station. The drone cost $250. Could a phone call get Colts receiver T.Y. Hilton back on track? After the break, T.Y. talks about this week's motivation as the team prepares for another weekend at home. And IMPD's Citizen Complaint Board is set to launch its transparency portal in 1 week. Coming up new at 5, our Kelsey Anderson explains how the portal aims to build community trust. It's 4:49. You're watching Good Morning Indiana. Stay with us. 7,500 fans will be allowed in Lucas Oil Stadium on Sunday when the Colts take on the Jets. WRTV's Brad Brown shows where the team stands as they prepare for the Week 3 matchup.
The Colts walked off the field with an extra bounce in their step last Sunday. A dominant win like they had over the Vikings will do that. But the offense is still trying to find its rhythm. T.Y. Hilton has had an uncharacteristic slow start.
No, rough 2 weeks, but we won it once, so I just got to find a way to start making plays.
Zero lost confidence or anything for that matter. I mean, shoot, it's a long season, and you know, he's going to make a ton of big plays for us, and he's already made some, and he's going to continue to.
A handful of drops already, including a couple that cost the Colts points. But a phone call this week just might be getting the veteran receiver back on track.
My grandma, she just always keep it 100 with me. She always shoots it straight with me, and just let me know what's up. You know, she's my rock, she's my heart, but she's always kept it real. And you know, she said, you know, you look frustrated, and you know, that's not the way I play this game. You know, I'm always happy, always excited. So, you know, I'm back to being me. I'm good.
The defense set the tone. Indy's D leads the league in total yards against through the first 2 weeks.
Nobody cares that you defense, top defense week 1, week 2, week 3. Nobody gives a care. But once it's week 15, 16, that's when, you know, everybody say, okay, who's the number 1 defense? So we got to make sure that we can obtain and stay that way.
The ongoing saga of Darius Leonard and his wedding ring continues. He tossed his gloves to a young fan Sunday with the ring still inside.
After I took a shower and as I was putting on my clothes and, you know, I looked down and I was like, uh-oh, I don't have my ring. So that's when, you know, I kind of panicked a little bit.
Social media took over from there, and soon Leonard will be reunited with his jewelry.
I don't plan to take it off. I'm going to continue to wear it. I now just have to, you know, be careful whenever I take my gloves off and throw them in the stand there to make sure that the ring is still on my finger. But I would never stop wearing my ring.
With the Jets coming here this Sunday, the Colts will look for more of what worked in week 2.
You know, looking forward to this week. You know, want to continue just to do the little things right, continue to have good balance on offense, you know, continue to, you know, stop the run on defense and get turnovers.
Here's a look at the next stretch of games for the Colts leading up to the bye week, which comes at the end of October. 2 on the road will follow Sunday's home game at Chicago and Cleveland. The Colts will likely be favored in all 3 of those October games. So perhaps a chance to put together a winning streak early in the season. The Colts are a 12-point favorite for this week's game against the Jets. Brad Brown, WRTV Sports.
All right, and hopefully as we get to Sunday, the roof will be open once again like it was last week with those temperatures warming into the 80s and lots of sunshine. It's a great 3-day stretch here for your weekend with today, Saturday, and Sunday. As we get into next week, a big change. You see, first, the temperatures, they'll cool off dramatically. A high of only about 61 degrees on Thursday, and that might even be kind of generous. And with the cooler air will come the chance of some scattered showers. No major rains there, but hey, we'll take anything we can get at this point across the area. The time now is 4:57. You're watching Good Morning Indiana right here on WRTV. We're back in just a couple minutes. We'll see you then.